So inshallah wal aziz, we will start Surah Al-Furqan today and we will learn 3 ayats of this surah. So first we will do a simple translation and then inshallah we will go into the details of these ayats. So this surah starts with A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Tabarakallazi, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is stating here that blessed is He, and He is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nazzal al-Furqana, He is the one who has sent down Al-Furqan, and we'll learn into that. Ala abdihi, upon His servant, and this servant is Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Liyakuna lil alamina nadira, so, and there are two understandings, that it may be this Quran or Al-Furqan may be, or the Prophet may be, lil alamina, for all the people of the world, nazira, a warner. Then the next ayat is Alladhi, He is the one, and here He is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Lahu mulkus samawati wal ardi, belong to Him or are for Him the heavens and the earth. Walam yattakhiz, He has not adopted or taken waladan, a child or a son. Walam yakul lahu, and there is no one for Him, sharikun fil mulki, a partner in His dominion or His kingdom. Wa khalaqa kulla shay'in, and He is the one who has created everything. Faqaddarahu taqdeera, then He measured the destiny or taqdeer of everything that He created. Then the next ayat is Wattakhazu. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is now talking about those people who worship other than Him. Allah says, Wattakhazu, and they have taken min dunihi, other than Him, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alihatan, other gods, other deities. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, La yakhluquna shay'an, these false deities do not create anything at all. Wahum yukhlaquna, in fact they are the ones who are created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wala yamlikuna, these false deities and false gods that they worship, they do not have any authority, any power, li anfusihim, even for their own selves. Darran wala naf'an, of harming or benefiting either themselves or anybody else. Also, wala yamlikuna, and these false deities do not have any power or authority, mautan, giving death, wala hayatan, nor the life, wala nushura, nor they will be able to resurrect or raise the people on the day of judgment. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is explaining several of those things. So before we go and do the detailed breakdown, I want to point out some rules that will be applying here in many of these words. So first thing I want to point out something here, a way of writing a script. We have typically two kinds of a script. The Quran, which is recited in Middle Eastern countries, is called the Uthmani script. And the Quran, which is recited in Indo-Pak and few other places, is called Indo-Pak or Nastaliq script. Recitation is same, meaning is same, except few letters are written differently. So I want to point out because that challenge comes many times. So first of all, I'm going to write down the word Allah. So in full word is actually Allahu. When we stop, we say Allah. So first of all, the word is Allahu. When we are writing this word in the Uthmani script, on the letter, this vertical line, we put a small swad here. And the combined of these two is called Hamzatul Wasl. The letter swad is the one which is actually the wasl means to join something, but that's a meaning. Hamzatul wasl, this is a vertical line, and this little swad on top of that, sound is Allahu, but this whole thing is called Hamzatul wasl. If the same thing is written in the Indo-Pak script, we write a vertical line which we call alif and put this dash here which is called zabar, and rest of the word is same. Okay. Allahu. In some Uthmani script Quran, instead of this little vertical line on top of the shadda, they also write this way, which is same thing. But the important thing I want to point out is that this thing is called Hamzatul Wasl. This thing is called Alif with a Zabar on it. Okay. Now, how does this function? Two things. I want to first of all take another noun, Kitabun, which is very common. And the full word is Kitabun. Kitabun means book or a book. Okay. And I want to join this word here as well as with this one. And let's see how things change in both cases. So this is Kitabun, means full word is Kitabun. Now I want to combine these two words, and the rule is called Idafa. Idafa means adding one word into another word, or Mudaf Mudafil. So in English, I just have to put an off in between. So the word will become, two words together will be Book of Allah in English. In Arabic, we don't put any off in between, but we modify the words themselves, and by the rule of modification, this will bring the meaning of off in there. So what we do, first word, Kitabun, we remove one dhamma or one page, so it becomes Kitabu only. On the second word, this last letter, dhamma or pesh, we replace by kasra or zair. Okay. So these two changes are actually reflecting the word off in between. Now, when we read them together, we do not break in between. We read them together. How do we read? We completely ignore this alif with the swad, which is called Hamzatul Wasl. So we pronounce Kitabullahi. Okay, the full correct pronunciation is Kitabullahi. If we stop, we can say Kitabullah. But if we continue reading, it will be Kitabullahi. Now, when we do the same thing here, the rule is same. You remove one dhamma from here, and you change this one to kasra. Okay. Now, when we read this together, we make one more change here. We remove this thing completely, this fataha there, and just a vertical line is left. Pronunciation is same, Kitabullahi, Kitabullahi. Book of Allah, Book of Allah. So just to remind that this Hamzatul Wasl stays intact, we don't read. This alif loses zabar. Okay. Now, this word is called Hamzatul Wasl. This letter, which is a totally separate letter, this is called Hamzat Qatai. In Urdu, they call Hamza only, but in Arabic, it is called Hamza Qatai. Okay, which is just a different name. This has a different function, this has a different meanings, and it is used differently. Okay, so that is a separate thing. But this Hamzatul Wasl is this thing here, which has nothing to do with this one. So this is one background that I wanted to explain because we run into these a lot in writing. One more thing I want to repeat, because today in the many words that rule is repeated. So the rule is that if I am writing these three letters together and pronounce khalaqa, and I have repeated this many times, khalaqa means third person masculine he, and the meaning is created. So the word created, that has a past tense. So anything that has present or past or future tense is a verb. Okay, time dependent. So, but this is the past tense word. This word he is called in Arabic a fa'il, and in English is a doer. So this he is doing something. What is he doing? He is creating something, created in the past tense. So this word with three fathas by itself has the meaning of he and the past tense. Now, when we go to the other three letters, mostly first letter and the third letter keep this fataha or zabar on them. But the middle letter may have one of the three. It may have fatah, it may have a kasra on it, it may have a dhamma. So every three letters will vary this way. Meaning will always be the past tense and the third person. So in this case, khalaqa, it is carrying the middle letter lam as a fataha. Now, I want to combine, because if you just say he created, what did he create? So I'm taking a word here, al-insano. The full word is al-insano. Okay, so this is important thing is, I want to point out that all the nouns when they are created first time will have the last letter on them with a dhamma or a pesh. So the word is al-insano. Now, if I want to say that he created, al means the and insano means man. He created the man. Okay. So, fa'il is the one who is acting, is doing something. And the activity is taking place on this noun. So, this noun is called maf'ul. Maf'ul means object. Fa'il is in English subject. Maf'ul is object, which means work is being done on. He is doing the work, but work is being done on this word. To represent that, what we do when we combine these, we change this dhamma to a fataha. Very, very, very important thing. So now read together, khalaqal insana. Originally the word was insanu, but by changing this fataha, this dhamma to a fataha, we have confirmed that this is a maf'ul. This is an object. This word cannot do anything. Somebody has to do some work on that. Okay? If you did not read the Quran correctly and you pronounced this dhamma here, what will happen? This whole word will replace he. And the meaning will be insan created. Very wrong meaning. Quran will be read wrong, meant wrong. So it's very important that when we're reading the Quran, we focus on the harakat. Harakat are three, fatah, kasra, and dhamma, okay, and sukoon. 4 of those are harakat. We should make sure that we are pronouncing them the way they are written there. So keep in mind that a noun always have a dhamma on the last letter, pesh on the last letter. As soon as this word becomes a maf'ul or an object, you have to change this to a fataha, and it's happening a lot in this surah, in these ayats. So that's the reason I wanted to point out. These are very important things for learning and understanding and properly reading the Quran. So let's go back to the beginning of the word. The ayat, first ayat, starts with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using the word tabaraka. So root letters are ba, ra and ka. Baraka. Baraka means to bless. Okay, to bless we know in English, but it means, so just to bless, someone is blessing someone. Okay, so that's baraka. These are three letters, so three letters always belong to the word, group of the word we call fa'ala. In Arabic, we make bigger word. One of the rule is to make a bigger word by adding a ta in the beginning and an alif. It becomes tafa'ala. And I'll just explain what the meaning is. So tafa'ala, I have added a letter ta and a letter alif. So when you added these two letters in this order, the noun or the word or the verb becomes tafa'ala. So if I apply that rule here, I add a ta here, ba and alif become taba and raka. So the word becomes tabaraka by adding an alif and a ta. The meaning changes here. The meaning of the word tabaraka is to be blessed. Okay. However you understand the meaning in English, the difference between to bless or to be blessed. So this meaning now is to be blessed. Okay. So this is the meaning of the word by itself. Now I'm going to erase this thing because now we have the new word tabaraka. Now the rule is that as I just mentioned that if you have the three letters or any number of letters and I put three fathas, as soon as I put the three fathas, it became a verb and the meaning was third person he and past tense, created. I just wrote it down. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the fathas here. Okay, so it will become tabaraka. The meaning will be he and with past tense. So the meaning will be he is blessed. Tabaraka, he is blessed. This word comes a lot in the Quran. Two surahs actually start, this surah and Surah Tabarakallazi, which is in the 29th beginning of the Jews. So Tabaraka by itself means he is blessed. Now in this ayat, it is not defined who is he, but it will become clear as we read more. Okay. So far the meaning is Tabaraka, he is blessed. Now the word Allazi is a pronoun. Okay. And again, this pronoun starts with the Hamzatul Wasl, Al-Lazi. Al-Lazi means he, third person pronoun, or he, it is. You can translate both ways. Okay. Al-Lazi, he or he it is. So the meaning will be, now you read them together. Tabaraka and Allazi, you do not pronounce this Hamzatul Wasl in between. So the pronunciation will be Tabarakallazi. Combine kaf with this lam, ignoring the sound of Hamzatul Wasl. Tabarakallazi. So the meaning will be, blessed is he so far, or it is. Okay. Then after that is the word Nazzala. I want to explain that word. The root letters are Noon, Za and Lam. Nazala. Nazala means to come down. Something is coming down. For example, rain is coming down. So that word is Nazala. These are three letters, so they belong to the group of the words we call Fa'ala. We are going to make bigger words. One rule is that you can put an alif in the beginning and it becomes af'ala. One rule is that on the middle letter you can put a shadda. So we are going to make these two words and distinguish between them. So if I use this rule, this word becomes anzala. And this word will become nazzala, the middle letter carrying the shadda. nazzala. Now what's the difference in the meaning? Okay. Anzala, first of all, this thing, nazala, something is coming down by itself. But as soon as we make a bigger word, the meaning will be two parties are involved. Someone is sending down. So the meaning is to send down. Send down. Now this word also means to send down, but I want to explain the difference between them. Send down. And both of these words come in the Quran a lot. Anzala, nazzala. When, for example, inna anzalna, so that's the word anzala is being used. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, inna anzalnahu fi laylatil qadr. We have sent it down in the night of the power. One night, but we know the Quran took 23 years to come down. So what is the meaning of that when Allah says, inna anzalna? Anzala, when is mostly used in the Quran, it means the news is being given to you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is informing the mankind that He chose a night and He decided to reveal the Quran in that night. The whole Quran did not come in one night. It came down in 23 years, but the beginning is started, few verses given, and it was decided that a Quran will come down. The meaning of this nazzala, interpretation is that the meaning of this word is to come down in stages, piece by piece. So when Quran uses this word nazzala, it means some portion of the Quran is being handed to Prophet ﷺ through Angel Jibreel, piece by piece, a surah here, a surah there, some verses here, some verses there, then the word nazzala is used. So actual revelation which comes down with the nazzala, sending down by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala piece by piece, quantity, small quantity here, a small quantity there. So now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Tabarakallazi. So as soon as we put the three fathas, it will become, He sent down, third person, the past tense, in stages, piece by piece. So that translation will be, Tabarakallazi, blessed He is He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Nazzala, who sent down in stages. Now, what did He send down in stages? The next word is very important. The root letter says fa, ra, and qaf, faraka. And people know the meaning of this. Faraka means to separate two things, to make distinction between two things. Farak, okay? The word Furqan is something which makes a distinction between two things. Furqan, and the full sound word is Furqanun. Furqanun means something which separates two things, which separates the right from the wrong. And in English, one good word for that is criterion. When a criterion is brought in the meaning, it means something is being separated from something else. In the literal meaning here, Furqanun is any object or anything which will separate two things, separate right from the wrong. So that's what the sifat of this Quran is, that it's actually another name of the Quran is Al-Furqan. So now the first thing we will do, we will put the Al before that. Again with the Al, always have this Hamzatul Wasl on it. So this is written that way. And as I said, in Urdu, if you are writing, then it will be Fataha, okay? But here we are writing in one script only, so this is Swad, Hamzatul Wasl. As soon as you put the characteristics of Al is that it removes one pesh or one dhamma. So now you read them together. Al-Furqanu is the actual word by itself. Al-Furqanu means the criterion, a tool which is separating right from the wrong. So that's the literal meaning of Al-Furqanu. Now, Al-Furqanu, the word before that is Nazzala. Nazzala is a verb, and the meaning is that he sent down in pieces. Apply the rule of khalaq al-insan, no. So as soon as this will be a doer here, he, this will become a full object, work is being done, and when work is being done, we always take the word and change the ma to a fatah. Insano changed to insana. So furqano changed to furqana. Now read them together again. In the reading, ignore the sound of this alif with the swad, which is hamzatul wasl. So combined sound will be nazzalal. This lam will combine with this lam. Nazzalal furqana. He is the one who sent down the criterion in piece by piece, in stages. Something is being done wrong by the kuffar. To correct that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed some ayats. That's Furqan. Something else is happening somewhere else in Medina. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reveals few ayats at that time. That is Nazzala. And those ayats are correcting the situation. They are separating the right from the wrong. So Al-Furqan is happening again and again and again until in 23 years it is completed. Next thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that this is special blessing, Al-Furqan, came upon only one person. Then he passed it on. So, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is calling that Ain, Bi, Ba or Dal. So the word is Abdun. Noun, full noun, has always two dhammas. So Abdun means servant or slave. Okay, and this is an honor to be slave of Allah. Abdun. Then you combine this with who means he. He is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay. So again, apply the rule of idafa, put an off between. So the meaning will be slave of he or his slave in English. So when we combine these together by putting an off, the rule is that on the first word, you remove one dhamma. Second word, if it was noun, as I mentioned, it will change to a kasra. But pronouns don't change. They are very stubborn. They stay same in the grammatical sense. So the word will remain who. So now the pronunciation is abduhu. Abduhu means his slave. Now I'm going to put another word in the beginning. Allah. Allah means upon. Upon is a preposition in English and Arabic it is called harf-jar. Harf-jar is a very powerful word. What it does, it looks at the next word, noun after that, and he says, I see a dhamma here. I don't like it. So he says, I'm going to change this to a kasra. So now the word will be ala abdi hu. The meaning will be upon his slave. Now comes the reciter, the qari. He said, if I pronounce this who as he, the sound will come out better. So he just in the tajweed changed that to abdihi instead of abdihu. Jumping from he to who changes the position in the mouth of the makharij. But if you keep both of them as kasra, it will be more smooth. So this change is only for the tajweed reason. Ala abdihi, upon his servant. So Allah is the one, tabaraka, blessed is the one who revealed as a criterion, send down something ala abdihi upon his servant. Now, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning what is the purpose of sending it down. Next three words are defining that. So let's understand those things. First word has the meaning, the root letters are kaf, waw, and noon. The meaning is to be or to become. And we will start with that, okay? Now, if you have a fa'ala, which means he did, third person past tense, but if you put a ya in the beginning and change that, pronounce as yaf'alu, this is the present tense. Present tense and future tense are combined in this word, so the meaning will be he does or he will do. Fa'ala means he did, past tense. Yaf'alu is mudare. Mudare includes both present and future. So the rule is that you put a ya in the beginning and pronounce that way. It will be present on the future. So we are going to apply that rule here. Put a ya in the beginning and kaf, waw, and noon together. So it will be pronounced as yakunu. It's actually, it is a yaf'alu, so it's a yakwanu. But we adjust the sound by moving this dhamma and sukoon, yakunu. Yakunu is a present or future tense, so the meaning will be he is or he will be. Okay, so let's just keep it that way. Yakunu. Yakunu means present tense, he is. Now I want to add a letter before that, which is called lam with a kasra. This letter is called lam ta'lil. It has a name, lam ta'lil. Its meaning in English is so that. And in Urdu, it is taake. Okay. So that or taake. Okay, but lam ta'lil. So when lam ta'lil has certain characteristic, when you apply that lam ta'lil before a verb, present tense, always present tense, what it does two things. First of all, it looks at the next word and changes last letter's dhamma to a fataha. That is a specialty of the Arabic Fusha language, that one word impacts the other word. And actually that brings a meaning in it, not just by changing the sound, but the meaning changes also. So first thing it does, it changes this last letter. So, and the second thing that is it removes the definiteness here is changes to a possibility, maybe. So now the word is li yakuna, read them together. Meaning will be so that taake he may be or he may become for the future. So that's the word in the Quran. So he may be. Now again, this yakuna, this can be applied in two ways. You can use he or you can use another pronoun it. If it's a human being, you can use he. If it is not human being, you can use it. So it has both meanings, and we can understand both meanings with the next two words. So liyakuna, so he may be or it may be. Okay. Now let's look at the next word. Next word starts with the root letters ain, lam, and mim. Okay. It has many words which are created in that, okay? If I create a word sounding this way, put an alif and pronounce a, and then take the next word, lam, and put a fatha on that one, and then join this with the mim. Or just put the last two letters for first in the beginning, alamun. If I say alimun, that is alim, that's a knowledgeable person. One meaning. But if I put a fatha on the lam, it becomes alamun. When we stop, we say alam. The meaning of this is world. First meaning is world. Alamun. Okay. Now what we are going to do, we are going to make a plural of that. Plural is made by adding a waw and a noon. Muslimun, muslimuna. Okay. So we want to make a plural. So the meaning will be worlds in English. And this word will become a, la, mu, and we add a waw and a noon. Muslimuna, waw and a munafiquna, waw and a noon. So this word becomes ala, mu, na. Alamuna means worlds, plural. Now we want to put another letter, lam, before that. This lam is called lam jar. This is a different lam. Lam jar has the meaning for. Okay. So now we apply this lam jar on alamuna. So just put a lam. Before we do that, alamuna means worlds. So I want to put al before that. Al means the. So this will become al alamuna. And al means the. Okay. So the meaning is that the worlds. Okay. Now put a lam before that, which is a lam jar, which brings the meaning for. Lam jar, all the prepositions, in this case, this lam is a preposition, it means for, impacts the next word. How does it impact? It looks at the waw letter and changes into a ya. Okay. And pronunciation, meme is pronounced as a kasra, so it becomes alamina. Then you read with this lil, there was sukun here, you pronounce lil alamina, for the worlds. Become for now. Okay, for the worlds. Now, in the translation or the understanding, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this word for himself, Rabbul Alameen, okay, Alamina is the actual full word. When we stop, we say Alameen. Then the true meaning is that he is the Rabb of all the worlds. All the worlds are this world we live in and any other worlds, the worlds of angels, the worlds of jinns, the worlds of whatever are existing anywhere in all the heavens and the earth. Allah is the Rabbul Alameen for all of them. But when this word is being used for a man, the man cannot be for all of them, or a book cannot be for all the worlds or the heavens. So translation is generally done for all the people. So the meaning of lil alamina is for all the people of the world, this world. Then I'll combine the translation, but let's read the next word. The next word starts with noon, zal, and ra. Nazara. Nazara means to give warning, okay, to warn someone. Okay. Then the noun is nazirun. Nazirun, and it means warner. Okay. So the word is nazirun and it means warner. But this is coming after li yakuna. Yakuna is a verb, so he may be a warner. First translate without lil alamina. So li yakuna, so he may be, the meaning of li yakuna, or it may be a warner. But this word coming as a maf'ul, work is being done. So rule is that we change the last letters to the to fathas, and whenever we do that, we write an extra vertical line which we don't pronounce alif. You pronounce nadira. If you don't stop, you continue pronouncing nadiran. Okay, but if you stop, it will be nadira. So now, going back to that, liyakuna, and I said there are two possibilities. So he may become or it may become. If you use the word it, this will point to Al-Furqan. The book may be a warner for all the people. If you apply on the abd, then it will be he, the prophet, is a warner for all the world, all the people of the world. And so both meanings can be applied here. Because two things are being sent down by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at the same time, a messenger and a book. And both are a warner for rest of the world, rest of the people, and all the future times to come. So this is the explanation of Al-Furqan. Anytime in any land when Quran will be used, it will separate the right from the wrong, and that is the characteristics of Al-Furqan. So we'll continue to the next ayat. Allazi lahu mulku samawat. Allazi, we just mentioned, means he. It's pointing to he means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, at this point, Allazi, if I just use Allazi here, Allazi, and simple meaning is that he or it, but we do not know just by looking at one word who is this, it or he. But as you read the more part of the ayat, from the context it will be cleared that this he cannot be the prophet, this he cannot be the Quran, but it is something else, someone else. So we'll learn from the context of that. The word after that is lahu. Lahu is two words, hu and la. La means for, and hu means he or him. Okay, for him. Another meaning we do, belongs to him. Allazi lahu, he is the one, belongs to him. What does belongs to him? This word is coming few times, so I want to explain that. Mim, lam, and kaf. Malaka are the root letters. Many words in Arabic are created which have very distinct meanings. If I pronounce this as, first of all, simple meaning is to authorize or to have the power of, or to have the control, malaka. But if I pronounce as ma-la-kun, okay, this means angel. We are not using this one, okay. If I use a kasra here, malikun, okay, that has a different meaning. But what we need is, and this word is, these meanings are coming further. If I pronounce mulkun, mulkun, or, so the word is mulkun, this is a noun, and this means the kingdom. And in Urdu we say mulk, which is also the kingdom, or the dominion, or a land where someone is ruling. So that is the meaning of mulkun. Okay, mulkun means dominion or kingdom. Okay, now combine this with the word as-samawat. Okay, now again I want to point out that the meaning of this word as-samawat, that is the seen, mim, and waw are the root letters, and samaun is the first noun that we make. Samaun means anything which is above you. It can be a cloud or it can be a star. They all are above you. So you can use the word samaun for all of them. Okay, it's and also Sama'ud Dunya. Quran uses the word Sama'ud Dunya. Sama'ud Dunya is the sky of this world. So whatever we see between the earth and above it, what we can observe is called Sama'ud Dunya. So this is the singular. Its plural is Samawatun, and it is written this way: Seen, Mim, with a short alif, Sama, then Waw with a short alif, Wa, and Tun, Samawatun. Samawatun means, now, one sky, if it is more than one sky, we don't translate skies, we translate it heavens. And heavens can be those, Quran says 7 heavens. We don't know the nature of, but after the Sama'ud Dunya, everything is Samawat, which is heavens, not skies anymore. So the word Samawatun, always last letter has two dhammas, means heavens. Then you put al before that. Al, so al will remove one dhamma, so it will become al samawatu. Now in tajweed, when sheen comes after lam of al, it kills the sound of lam and doubles up its own sound, so it becomes shadda here. So it becomes as samawatu, the heavens. So the word, final word is as samawatu, the heavens. Now combine this with the word mulkun. Mulkun means kingdom or authority, or the land or the power or dominion. Okay. So mulkun and as-samawatu are the two words. Put an off in between for idafa or mudaf ilayh. The rule is that when you combine by putting an off, on the first letter, for first word, one dhamma goes away. On the second word, dhamma changes into a kasra. Now you read them together, you ignore, lam sound was already gone. Now you ignore the sound of this hamzatul wasl, and kaf will be combining with the sin. Mulkus samawati, kingdom of the heavens belongs to him. So now this can be only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allazi will not point to anything now, because nobody else has the authority over the kingdom or dominion of the heavens. The next word after that, original word, is ardun. Ardun means land. Okay. Now this is ardun. Then you put al before that. So this will become al-ardu, okay, al-ardu, because al will remove one dhamma, okay. Now when you apply the mulkun on that one, it will also change to ardi, because waw is in between, which means the mulk is going to apply to samawat and ardut. One more thing I want to point out is that this word ardun has this kind of hamza to pronounce, ardun. This is not hamzatul wasl anymore. This is actual hamza, or sitting on top of this vertical line, and it is not the hamzatul wasl which is coming before the al or Allah. So this hamza will remain there. Al-ardu, the ardu will become al-ardi because of the mulkun. So dominion of the earth, it belongs to Allah, the dominion of the heavens, and the kingdom or the authority or the dominion of this earth which we live on. So that's one thing. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, Walam yattakhiz waladan. Okay, again, there are certain rules in that which I want to explain. So this is made of 4 words. I want to take them together. Waw, lam, Waw means and lam has three characteristics. So I'll explain to you when I get there. But I want to take the next word first. Root letters are alif, kha, and zal. Akhaza. Akhaza means when we say natija akhs kariye kiya, means we come to a conclusion. We draw a conclusion. So that is the meaning of drawing something or to reach to some point is akhaza. Three letters bab fa'ala. We are going to make a bigger word by adding alif and a ta. Alif and a ta. So this will become if ta'ala. Fa'ala will change if to if ta'ala. So in this rule, we make a word and meaning becomes different. Okay. So let's make this one. Alif is there, kha is there, and zal is there. Three letters. Okay. So I said we add a letter alif and a ta. So we add an alif and a ta. Okay. Now, so this becomes two alifs, ta, kha, and zal. In the tajweed and also in the vocabulary, these two alif and a ta are pronounced as a ta with a shadda. You pronounce ta twice. Okay. So now it becomes alif, ta with a shadda, kha, and zal. And it is, if ta'ala was the name of the bab, so it will be ittakhaza. Ittakhaza means to adopt something, to take something. So here we will take the meaning of to adopt or to take. Okay. Ittakhaza is the original word and its meaning is someone is taking something, someone is adopting something. So the rule is that if I put a ya in the beginning, it becomes third person. Yaf'alu, he does. Yattakhizu, he takes or he adopts. So that is the word in the Quran, but not completely. It will change one more time. So singular, the word by itself is yat ta khi zo, because it's a yaf'alu. So last letter has a dhamma on it. Yattakhizu. Yattakhizu means he, third person, and he takes or adopt. It's a present tense. Ya is the sign of present tense. So now we have a vav, we have a lam, and I'll explain what lam is doing. Yattakhizu, he takes. And then write down the last word is that vav, lam, and dal, waladun. Waladun means child or son. Okay, so the actual word is waladun. So these four words separately have separate meanings. But when we combine them, they will impact one another. And this is how the meaning will change. Lam means not. We also know la means not. Okay, but la is simple not. Doesn't do anything except that it makes the word, the statement negative. Lam not only makes the statement negative, but does few other things. So those are the things which lam does. First thing, it is a not. Second thing, it looks at the next word and last letter is always becomes the victim. So last letter has zal, has a dhamma, it changes this to a sukoon. So the sound becomes yattakhiz. Okay, number one. Number two, this is a present tense, he takes. So lam pulls into the past tense. So it becomes he took. Okay. So these are the three changes lam is doing. It is making it negative. It is changing into the past tense. And third thing is that it is changing the last letter to a sukoon. So the meaning will be, sound will be, walam yattakhiz. He did not take. Past tense is he did not take, or he has not taken. The word is waladun, but waladun is become as a maf'ul of this he object. So waladun will change to waladan with an alif. If you stop, you say walada. Walam yattakhiz waladan. He has not taken a son. Okay, so that is what lam is doing, is pulling the statement that now he is not taking son now. Even in the past, he has not taken. So this part of the ayat is challenging that in the authority of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the dominion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, heavens and earth all belong to him. There is no one who can be a partner there. Even those who say that he has taken a son, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is rejecting that idea. Okay. Not only that, now this is one set of the people who say walad, so they are being denied. Then the next set of the people, again, walam is there, wa lam, and not, and lam is going to do the same thing again. The root letters are kaf, waw, and noon, and this means to be. Okay. If I put a ya in the beginning, it will become yakuno. So I'm going to write down here because that will require another change. So the word is yakuno. Yakuno. And the meaning is that he is. We went through this word. Okay. Walam yakunu. And then after that word is that I'm going to write down the sharikun first and lahu, but we can interchange, the meaning will remain the same. So first of all, let's understand that lam will make negative, lam will put sukun on the last letter, and lam will pull into the past tense. Now you have two sukoons. The rule of the recitation is that two sukoons cannot be pronounced on two letters. So what we do, we drop the sound of the waw altogether, including the waw. So it becomes walam yakun. Meaning well that he was not, or there was not, lahu, for him, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sharik means a partner. Okay, common word, sharaka and sharik. So Allah is saying that, and there was never a partner, and continues, has never been a partner of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So those people who assigned other false deities to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is rejecting them also. There is no son, there is no child, there is no any other God or one who can fulfill the needs of the human being. There is no one. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala repeating the word. The word was mulkun, which is kingdom, or mulkun. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is adding an al before that. Al means the, so it becomes al-mulku, the dominion. Its last has a one dhamma on it. Al-mulku, the dominion. Then the Quran is adding a fi before that, which means in. Fi is a harf jar. Harf jar will look at the next word and change this dhamma to a kasra. You read them together, do not pronounce al, the hamzatul wasl. Fil mulki, that's the word in the Quran. In the dominion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the kingdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, neither there is a partner or sharik, nor there is a son. Then Allah further says, wa khalaqa, and he created. Now, the actual word says kullun. Kullun means each or all. Okay, so this is shadda, kullun, each or all. Next word is shay'un. Shay'un. Shay'un means thing. Okay. You combine them as a mudaf, mudaf, put an off in between, so it will be of each thing or everything. Rule is that kullun, two dhammas will become one, so it becomes kullu. Shay'un will become shay'in. Kullu shay'in, everything, each thing. But before that is the word khalaqa. Khalaqa, he created, and this is a maf'ul, so kullu will become kulla. Khalaqa kulla shay'in, he created everything. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is further defining by the two words فَقَدَّرَهُ تَقْدِيرًا. So root letters are qadara, qaf, dal and ra. Simple meaning is to measure, to do something, measurement of something. And there are many meanings. Actually, so these are three letters. When I put a shadda in the middle, fa'ala, it becomes qaddara. Qaddara means to measure something. Qadara has many meanings. But qaddara, to make a measurement of something. Okay? So when I put three fathas, it becomes qaddara. Qaddara means he measured. He is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the past tense, he measured. Fa means so. He measured. Who, after that, means it. And it is pointing to kulla shayin, everything. So he measured everything, which means he created, khalaqa, everything by measurement. Means a model, a design. Everything has a certain measurement with it. It is not randomly or without any model or of anything. It is not that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has set that height of a human being should be up to this point. So that is a measurement. Okay? All the people will be born in that limit. It's not that one man will be 60 feet long. Qaddarahu. Every kulla shayin, everything he created with a measurement. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is using another word, taqdeerun, which is again from the same root letters, qadara, and taqdeer, we say, full word is taqdeerun. Taqdeer has meanings like something which has a destiny on it. Something that is a defined measurement, which means this measurement is a well-defined measurement. It's not a random. It has a time, it has a limit on it, it has certain things. This is all called taqdeer. For a certain time, for a certain place, this thing will end. So that's taqdeer of a man. Okay? So taqdeerun, but this is coming as a maf'ul of qaddara. So taqdeerun will change to taqdeeran with an alif. When you stop, you say taqdeera. So he has measured everything with measurement. Next word is actually next ayat has a lot of common words. I'll go a little faster. The word wattakhazu. We learned the word ittakhaza means to take. Waw means and the word is ittakhazu means they have taken. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying these people, some of the people have taken, have adopted, have chosen. Wattakhazu. Min dunihi. Min is one word and dunun is another word and who is third word. Nun and who. Okay. So first you combine these two. Dunun means other. So when you combine these two, it will become dunuhu, meaning it will be other than him. And min means from, but when you combine these three words, good meaning in English is besides him. Other than him or besides him. Wattakhazu, these people have taken, chosen, min dunihi, other than him, other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What they have chosen? Alihatun. The word is ilahun. Ilahun means a god, a deity. Okay, its plural is alihatun. This is the plural. Alihatun. Okay, gods, false deities. This is coming as a maf'ul of taken. Wattakhazu. Wattakhazu is a verb. It's a maf'ul, so it will change to fathas. They have taken besides him gods, other gods. Then Allah says, two words are repeating, and that's the reason I'll go fast on that. Khalaqa, he created. When you put a ya in the beginning, it becomes future or present tense. So it becomes yakh, lo, waw, noon will make it a plural. Yakhluquna, they create. Yakhluquna, they create. But the word is la before that. La yakhluquna, they do not create. They have taken the alihat, false gods, they do not create. Shay, and anything at all. Okay? Allah says, Wahum yukhlaquna. So the rule is that the word was yakhluquna. It's active. They create. But if I make a small change in here, I take the first letter and make it a dhamma. And lam, I make it a fatha. It becomes yukhlaquna, it becomes passive. Yukhlaquna means they are created. La yakhluquna, they do not create anything at all. But wahum, and they, yukhlaquna, themselves are created. Okay, number one. Number two, again the word is malaka. Malaka means to have the authority and power. Yamlikuna. Again the rule is the same. You put a ya in the beginning and yamlikuna. They have authority. Yamlikuna. They have authority. But the word la is coming before that. They do not have any authority. They do not have any power. Okay? Power on what? Li'anfusihim. Anfus means self. Anfusihim, on their own selves. These false deities and idols they worship, for them they don't have any authority or power to do anything to their own selves. Li'anfusihim. Anfusihim means self. And those are the two common words, darran and naf'an. The word is darrun. Darrun means harm. Naf'un means benefit. They both are coming as a maf'ul of yamlikuna. So darrun will change to darran. Naf'un will change to naf'an. So these false deities have no authority of harming or benefiting. Then the word is repeating. Allah is repeating, wala yamlikuna. Same words. They do not have any authority or the power. Three things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning which are very common. The only thing I want to point it out that constantly you will notice that the word darran is actually darrun. Okay? And because it is coming as a maf'ul of yamlikuna, so when a word comes as a maf'ul object, two dhammas change to two fathas. So darrun changed to darran, naf'un changed to naf'an. Again, here the word is mautun. It changes to mautan. Hayatun changes to hayatan. Okay, because they are all coming as the object of yamlikuna. They don't have any authority, false deities, to give death. They don't have any authority to give life. They do not have any authority of nushuran. Noon, sheen, and ra are the root letters. Nushuran means to resurrection, to be raised again. Nushurun is the word, means to be raised, to resurrection, but again they are coming as a maful of yamlikuna, so it becomes nushuran. You stop, you say nushura. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making so much clear about everything here that there remains no doubt that there can be any partners or any other besides Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the deity, as someone who should be worshipped. And this surah continues, and so this is basically the word Al-Furqan, the criterion of separating right from the wrong. Every ayat is separating right from the wrong. In this surah, you will see there are so many more powerful ayats of the Quran in this Al-Furqan, Surah Al-Furqan. So inshallah I will stop here. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us understand the Quran and act upon it. Sadaqallahu al-Azim.